guys, welcome back to the channel. So before I really get into the actual project that we're working on today, I'd like to explain a little bit about what we're doing. So in this video we're going to be working on the same engine that we pulled the pulley off of. Now this engine has a lot of carburetor problems, or had a lot of carburetor problems, and in this video we're going to be addressing how to fix them. Now, as you'll see in the video, after we took it apart, we didn't actually have to do our initial plan. Whether or not we'll have to in the future is still unknown, but I'll still tell you what our plans were to do if it hadn't worked. Now, carburetor problems are really a very common thing in engine blocks, or engine blocks in an engine, and it's just a very common problem that it's actually a very easy fix, but just a lot of people don't know how to do it. So, let me explain a little bit. Alright, so before I explain what we were originally going to do, let me explain a little bit about how the carburetor actually works in this machine. So this carburetor has a few main parts. This carburetor has the choke valve, the throttle valve, the main jet, and the idle jet. So if you don't know anything about carburetors, you're really not going to know what that means, but let me explain a little bit. So the choke valve on the engine is basically translated to the choke, and if you think about it, when you look at an engine that has a pull start or even a dirt bike or something like that, there's a little choke knob. Now this right here is what is controlled by that choke knob. So this right now, as drawn, shows the valve completely open, which is how you'd want it when it was running. Now, kind of along the same lines, the throttle valve opens up every time you step on the throttle. The way a carburetor works is it pulls air and fuel downwards in kind of a vacuum effect known as the Venturi effect. Now, when the engine is idling, the air and the fuel comes out through the idle jet, which allows it to idle, as it says. It only lets a little bit of fuel and a little bit of air through. That's why when it's idling, it's really not revving up really fast. It's not, at least it's not supposed to. It's not, it's just not running at full speed, basically. When you would actually look at a carburetor, these two right here would not be letting fuel out at the same time. I just drew it so I can explain it to you better. When you increase the throttle, this throttle valve would open and the idle jet would shut off. And after that shuts off, the air continues to be pulled down, and then the main jet starts leaking fuel out through here. Now the problem we had is the engine wasn't idling correctly, so we at least knew that it was a problem down here, or it was a good guess that the problem would be someplace down here. So a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of the times where the idle jet is, it's a little piece of plastic sometimes with a hole in it, and that hole gets clogged, and that's what can cause your idling problems. So our plan was to take that little tube and take a hair from a wire brush and clean it out. Funny enough, it actually started working correctly. At least for now, so we didn't have to do that, but that's what our original plan was. Now, like I said, we ended up not having to clean that, which was actually nice in reality. I mean, I kind of want to be able to show it, but I mean, it could have been the weather, it could have been maybe something that was stuck in there got free, so we still might have to do it eventually. But as for now, we don't. But that's why I wanted to show you this paperwork, so I could at least explain to you guys what we were planning to do. Now guys, I'm sure in another video I'll be able to show you how we actually fix this carburetor this way, but in this video you won't be able to see it. But there's a lot of stuff I want to show you on this video, so let's get to it. Alright guys, before we do anything, we're going to take the gas tank off. I had drained the gas tank, and I was planning on vacuuming out all the crap that was inside, but when I was rolling this over here this morning, I heard that sloshing noise. You guys can hear it. And I looked inside and it was full of water. Now we had downpours all day yesterday and this morning and probably later on, so the top of this is kind of crushed in, so the water's not draining off this part properly. and it's getting inside. Now there's a substantial amount of water in there. There's probably about 2 inches of water in there. So what we're going to do is pull the gas tank. Alright guys, so I already took some more water and I took some more water and I put it in the gas tank and agitated it, and also agitated when I was pouring the water out just to get any of the crap inside. It was already wet, so it's not really going to cause a problem if we get it wet again. So what I'm going to do now is take this piece of paper towel. I'm going to take this piece of paper towel on these pliers, and what I'm going to do is put this on its corner to get all the rest of the liquid in one side, and then we're going to soak it up as much as we can. Alright. Alright, so the next thing we got going for us is we have to pull this bowl off the bottom of the carburetor. So it's pretty self-explanatory. You break the nut. You got to be really careful because it's white metal, so you don't want it to break, because then you're going to be in trouble. So I'm going to do that. I already broke it loose, so that's why it came off so easily. And you're just going to take it off. There it is. As you can see, there's a lot of water in here too. There's definitely gas too, though, so try not to do exactly what I just did and spill it on your hand. So we're just gonna plop that right in here. Alright, so the next thing you want to do is take this little pump and put it in the hose that leads to the carburetor. And we're gonna try to push some air through. Alright guys, so the next thing we're going to do is this pull right here. I know it's vice grips right now. We don't want to go buying any handles or anything until we know this engine works properly. So for now we're just keeping the vice grips on here. But regardless, I'm right-handed, so it would be really hard for me to pull it in that direction to start it. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this off and reorient it the other way so I can pull to the right. So what you got to do is take these out. Now we're going to take this piece, I'm going to put it on this side, so we'll be able to pull the string to the right. So take Now tighten everything up. Now we're gonna throw some gas in the tank. Alright guys, funny enough, after we took the bowls off of this and we put it back together, it seems to be working rather well. So. Alright guys, I really hope you liked this video. Now, I threw the pulley back on here just so the shaft wouldn't be freewheeling when it turned. But this will actually come off, and this bracket will be going onto the engine block. Now, the shaft was a little too long, so we made the spacer that goes on the back here, and will be going on. And then the cat pump will be mounted on top of that. Now, if any of you guys can guess what we're making, drop a comment in the comment section, and I will see you all next time. Thanks. Bye.